Welcome back to Simpin Sunday. Today we've got a team based around the Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle anime. And right off the bat, it looks like my opponent decided to leave. I don't know why they decided to leave as soon as I started the video. But I guess while we're waiting to see if they come back, we'll take a quick look at the team. We've got Syalis the Princess. We're running Cresselia for her, and it makes sense to me at least. Cresselia is usually either a Trick Room Pokemon, or otherwise, I'm not really sure what Cresselia currently has a place in the RU tier. If you look through the RU tier, Cresselia really struggles with steel types like Bronzong and Metagross to some extent, and definitely Registeel. Especially because Cresselia doesn't have reliable forms of recovery outside of Moonlight, which is only 8 PP, and it doesn't really have the room on a moveset to heal and heal status. To be honest, I'm not even sure if it gets Heal Bell. It may not. In which case, that's one of Cresselia's biggest problems, is getting status and then immediately being dead. Oh good, it looks like my opponent reconnected. Alright, so let's see what my opponent struggles with. I think I want to lead off with the probably with the Incineroar to get the Intimidate off, as they decided to have the same idea. Now at this point, looking at it, I sort of want to keep this healthy for their Mimikyu, but do I really have a good switch in? I guess I have my Beware. I'll go Beware here. Looks like my opponent's having some internet issues, is probably what that is. Looking at the Intimidates, my opponent's Intimidate went off first, so it either means it's a speed tie, or this is a faster Incineroar. Meaning, in theory, I could Parting Shot here, but like I said, I sort of want to keep this healthy if I can, and I don't think they'll Flare Blitz here. My opponent brought a very offensive team, which is really scary. But sort of fun to play against still at the same time. My team is pretty offensive as well, but as you can see, this Cresselia definitely takes a minute to get going, so it's Sub Calm Mind. The substitute lets you bypass things like Toxic, and therefore you won't get status and you can heal back normally with Moonlight. As soon as Cresselia gets Toxic, it's basically useless, right? Thunder Wave isn't great, but it can work with it. Burn is really the ideal status for Cresselia, but even that is going to be chipping away at it. And so Substitute is supposed to be there for that. Alright, now this team is a lot more balanced on my opponent's part, and one thing we know right off the bat is that if we can get rid of the Nidoqueen, then they don't really have much for the Toxtricity. The Eldegoss is definitely a strange choice on my opponent's part, so that's sort of fun. They may want to lead off with Sharpedo. I'm going to lead off with the Beware. So they lead off with Porygon Z instead, which I suppose I can understand that play. I'm actually going to go, well, they could expect me to predict their Mimikyu, or the Mimikyu on the normal type move, but I think I'm still going to make that play anyway, because Mimikyu really struggles against this team. It's only really good for Sharpedo. So if I can get something like that going, that'd be great. At this point, they may want to go into Nidoqueen. So I'm going to go into Beware. That also scouts for if they want to go for anything weird. As they go into Melodic. Okay, interesting. I am Choice Banded. Let's see how much the Choice Banded Beware does to the Melodic. Close combat, double edge does over half. I sort of want to just throw that off. Right, they don't have anything good for this. And I crit them, and they lose their Melodic. That is interesting. I don't know how much that matters. I don't really feel like I was threatened too much by Melodic, but it is definitely nice. Okay, here we're going to go into Toxtricity. That dodges the Air Slash and the Thunder Wave to an extent. And now I can just click Boom Burst. I don't really need to predict against their team. They are Choice Scarf Togekiss, and I am Choice Scarf Toxtricity. So they wouldn't know that I'm choice scarfed. But I am. And I get flinched there. So that is really unfortunate. I sort of want to keep this around. So I'm going to go into Mimikyu here. Because I can just Shadow Sneak. And in theory, they can stay in. Or they can switch. If they switch into Porygon Z, we've already seen that I am faster because I switched out first. And so that's fine. I definitely have to save this, 100%. So now we go into the Incineroar. We may get put to sleep, as we're not. I'll just Parting Shot here. I think that's the correct play. I don't think they'll go Togekiss because I will probably Flare Blitz here. If anything, maybe the... I mean, I guess I could have U-turn. So maybe... Nidoqueen. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, I'll take it. At this point, in theory, my Cresselia beats the Nidoqueen 1v1. So I want to set up a substitute and see how my opponent wants to play around me. They probably won't have Toxic. They could have some kind of hazards, though. I can call Mind Up now. And that will be really hard for my opponent to beat. So they're forced to go into Togekiss. I will just throw off a Moonblast here. And they actually, unfortunately, get an Air Slash miss. I think what their plan was is to break my substitute with Air Slash, go into the Sharpedo, and then they can Crunch. And it'll be really scary. Okay, I can call Mind Up here. As we see, I am going to outspeed the Nidoqueen. They actually have Disable, which is very interesting. I'm just going to throw off a Moonblast here. As that does 24%. I get a Spatak Drop, which is really big because that'll make me even bulkier. Because now they're going to be doing less damage against me. And we can see that 24% actually might be a roll, which would break their substitute the next turn. Substitute Nidoqueen is interesting, though. That guy actually had a decent amount of points on this ladder. I know 1400 isn't really that much to write home about, but I don't know how many people play RU, really. So, I'll take it. Cool. And Cresselia got to do something. So that's our princess. That's what we're here for. That's the Sleepy Princess. And so you sort of get to see how the team, or how that Cresselia specifically is played, right? Set up on a bulky Pokemon that can't really threaten you. Nidoqueen, in theory, could have Toxic, but never does. And so that's a somewhat bulky Pokemon that you can set up on. They might be scared out even because of the Psyshock, as they were. And you get to set up, and it's good to go. Alright. This team looks like an NU team. What is it doing in RU? It looks like they got the wrong tier. But that being said, it's still quite scary. Now that's if this is actually a NU team, which it is by just usage, because no Silvally is above NU. And this is probably Silvally ground, which means that my Toxtricity struggles against that for sure. And leading off with the Incineroar seems fine to me. As they go Diancie, I do not outspeed fast Diancie. And you Stealth Rock would run 186 speed, which is going to outspeed me for sure. What would you carry? I'm not sure what you would carry. I can't really set up with the Cresselia because they have the Escavalier. So that's sort of a problem. I'm just going to click Toxic here. Yeah. Now I'm going to Parting Shot. They may Heal Bell or they may Diamond Storm. Either way, that's fine with me. Okay, as I don't get to switch out because of Clear Body. I forgot about that, man. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm actually going to go hard into Beware here. It may Moonblast if they have it, or they may Diamond Storm again. And I'm going to go for Close Combat. Well, actually, no, that's probably not a good play. Let's look at DNC. And you Stealth Rock, let's just assume that's what it is. +3 defense, we can see that that does nothing. Now they have Body Press, and that's going to do tons of damage to me. I go Toxtricity. Toxtricity does 30% 50% with that. I think Toxtricity is a useful Pokemon in this game for sure. I mean, they're all sort of useful. I'm not actually sure what I should do here. I'm going to go Cresselia here. Yeah, I stay Body Press. That's fine. I can just Moonblast here. I mean, they should go Escavalier on the Cresselia, but they look like they're pretty intent on staying in. So I'll take it. Okay. The Body Press did not do that much. So I'm going to try to stall them out a bit as they go for Diamond Storm, and unfortunately for my opponent, they miss. And the main thing here, what we want to do is we just want to get rid of their Diamond Storms. Once they get rid of their Diamond Storms, then I think I should be able to stall them out of Body Presses as well. Okay, yeah, we force out the Escavalier. That's good. That's what we wanted to do. Okay, I'm going to go just hard into the Incineroar here as they go for knockoff. I'm actually going to throw off a Flare Blitz here. I don't want to go for my own knockoff and lose to the Escavalier 1v1. And if I can get a burn on the Diancie as well, that'd be great. Unfortunately, I don't. Toxic again. They always go for Body Press or Diamond Storm here. It's really free play on my opponent's part. Okay. I'm going to go into the Beware now, because now that they don't have the boosts, Close Combat does kill them, I think. And I'll definitely outspeed them. So they only have one Close Combat switch in, and that was not Espeon. It was Talonflame's what they should have gone into. Okay. I'm going to go into Cresselia here as they go for Life Orb Psychic. That's scary. I'm going to go for Moonblast here. They may try to Morning Sun up on my substitute or something. Yep. And I can stay in pretty safely. I'm not doing very much damage, but if you look, I'm getting the drops on them. So I don't really care about that. I'll Calm Mind up here just to force them out. They're just going to Morning Sun up again, and I won't kill them. Now, we're starting to be a threat, so they're definitely going to go Escavalier here. That being said, even though I knew they were going to go Escavalier, I didn't really have the ability to double. Why don't I have the ability to double? Because I'm dumb. That's the reason why. Okay, knock off. I'm going to defog here. Because I doubled into Togekiss, maybe they're going to think that I have Flamethrower or something. Got rid of the Stealth Rock. That's a pretty important thing to happen, I think. And now I'm going to go into my Beware again, probably. Yeah, I'm just going to have to break this team with a Beware. And last time I threw off a Close Combat, so this time I'm going to go for Double Edge. If they go Talonflame, they die. If they go Espeon, they die. Yep, and Talonflame. Good. So, Beware this game is definitely going to be putting in all kinds of work. Look at this. I outspeed Guzzlord, it dies. They can't switch into Espeon or really to Close Combat at this point with Diancie. This is still Volley Ground. Good. I'm going to go into Cresselia here because that has Levitate. I'm going to I'm going to go into Toxtricity as they go for U-turn. Yeah. Didn't even Parting Shot. Very interesting. Okay. So that's a double we can make. I think that was a pretty safe double. There was no way they double multi-attacked. As they go to Espeon here. Now they think they outspeed me, but I outspeed them. We'll just double check. Espeon, any Wall Breaker, and Boomburst does 76%. I think that's my strongest play, so we'll go for that. They do have 2 resists to normal, but I didn't think they'd go into it. Apparently they would. Okay. At this point, I sort of want to keep this healthy. I'm going to go into Mimikyu. I don't think it did that much, really. I outspeed Silvally by 2 points as well. They could Flame Charge, but they did not. I'm going to just throw off a Shadow Claw now. And Shadow Claw. I mean, Mimikyu's pretty weak. It's not going to do that much. But it did a decent amount. So now I'm going to Drain Punch here. I don't know if that'll save me from dying to Life Orb. Probably not. Oh, it did. Wow, 1%. Nice. Okay, so they can go into Espeon and then double, or they can just go into Guzzlord. Interesting. Drain Punch here always. I think what they thought was going to happen there is I was going to go for Play Rough. But I was not. I was going to go for Drain Punch again. So that helps. I now have 2 Life Orb hits remaining, which means that the Espeon play will not work for them anymore, right? Normally what I think they should have done is they should have gone into Espeon and forced the Shadow Sneak and then doubled into Guzzlord so that I died at that 1%. But instead they misplayed and they went into Guzzlord thinking that I would Play Rough them. So a bit of an unfortunate misplay on my opponent's part there. I think they were doing a really good job of playing with an NU team. Especially because, I mean, it's a pretty solid NU team, but they are definitely in the wrong tier. I don't know if that was an accident on their part, and now they're going to go play NU. But yeah, not bad. I'll take it. All right. So you can sort of see how this team is meant to function. Pretty offensive, but it's also sort of weak at the same time. I think Mimikyu and Togekiss doubling up on that fairy. Of course, one of these doesn't have a fairy move. In fact, neither of them have a fairy move, but that's still a weakness. And the Mimikyu is quite weak normally, and this Togekiss definitely is weak. So, looking at my opponent's team, I'm going to lead off with the Togekiss. Okay. And now we're going to go into the Cresselia, like we did last time. Here, you go into the Jellicent, maybe? Or maybe you go into Bronzong. One of those two, probably. I don't know how well this beats Bronzong, but Bronzong is such a passive Pokemon that I think, depending on what it's got, I might be able to. Look at that. Heavy Slam doesn't even break my substitute. Which I'm not going to lie, I'm very surprised about. What is this Bronzong's issue? It took 3 Heavy Slams just to break my sub. That's not a great look. Now, getting up to +6 is going to be a problem for my opponent. You just went Heracross hard, which, yes, that will break my substitute, but now you've lost your Heracross. I don't really know if I was the play. I have enough speed to outspeed non-Choice Scarf Jellicent. Raikou can come out, but I'm just going to Hard Moon Blast that. And let's see if you are Choice Scarf. I don't know how much that would even do. As they taunt. Fair enough, fair enough. I am behind a substitute though. Alright. Yeah, there we go. You know what? I'm going to call that a day right there. I don't think we can get a better showcase of this sub-Calm Mind Cresselia, right? This team did it remarkably well. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't really high up on the ladder. I'm fighting low-level guys. But I don't play Aryu that often. Usually, actually, I end up playing Aryu when I do these Simpin Sundays because a lot of the Pokemon that I want to use for Simpin Sunday, for some reason, fall into the Aryu NU level. But yeah, I thought Sleepy Princess, Cresselia is a good option for that because it's the Moon Pokemon, hard-coded to be female. Good option. And the other real reason I wanted to use this in the NU tier is because the Teddy Demons. I love the Teddy Demons. They're my favorite part of the entire anime. And Beware sort of fits that. Choice Scarf, Toxtricity did okay. I think that it's not the best set, but I definitely needed some form of speed control. And so that plus the Shadow Sneak on Mimikyu apparently was adequate. Incineroar as Great Red, I think works just fine. And then we've got Focus being Harpy and the Gross Shroud for Mimikyu. So I think this is a pretty strong theme team. And definitely was fun to use. So yeah, that'll be it for me today, guys. And I'll catch you guys next time.